Hey KT fam, I'm back with another video. As you can see by the title, I'm doing the Q&A about truck driving. And I'm a little cheesy, so I decided to wear a US Foods t-shirt. Just, represent. But anyway, I'm happy because you guys actually asked me a lot of questions. Like I posted it on Snapchat, I posted it on Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, I got a lot of questions. So give the video a thumbs up and comment down below. Hopefully I answer everything. And I'm ready to get to the video because I'm really excited to do it. Like I love helping people become I love helping people in general, but when people ask me questions about like truck driving, how do I get into it, this and that, like I get excited. I don't know why, but it's exciting to me. It's like I feel like a lot of people overlook truck drivers, and yeah, I want everybody to be a truck driver. Anyway, so I luckily just got a new phone because I obviously didn't think this through. Because I record on my phone. Yes, I represent US Foods everywhere. I record on my phone, and thank God I still have my old phone because I took all my screenshots on this phone. So let's jump in. Let me do Snapchat first. Okay, question number, and I did say ask questions about local and over the road truck driving. So I'm gonna answer all of them. So first question is, do you love it? Do I love my job? I do love my job. Like I'm not gonna lie and say it's easy. My job is not easy whatsoever. Like some days I'm out there and I'm like like what did I get myself into? Like what am I doing with my life? But that's like, I live in Florida and it's hot as hell out here. Like it's legit been over 100 degrees outside. So like that will make you be like, you know. But all in all, I love my job. And anyway, they just treat me really well over there. And if I tell them like, look, it's getting too much for me, like 900 cases every day. Let me get like 600 tomorrow. Like they work with me, like legit. They work with me. So I love what I do. Yeah, I definitely love what I do. I make good money doing it, and I enjoy it. So, I hope that answered your question. Talk too much. What gearbox do you drive? I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I think the answer might be a 10 gear. I got 10 gears. I start in fourth, but I go up to 10. So I don't know if that's what you're asking me. What gearbox do you drive? I have no idea. I just drive the stick. I try my best. What's the hardest part about school? Okay, I went to Roadmaster, and I would have to say that the hardest part was, well, I don't know, because learning the stick was pretty hard. To be honest, what made me almost fail the test when I was taking my driving test was that stupid stick, because they don't let you float the gears. You have to double clutch. My feet barely reached the clutch. I had a whole seat behind me so I could sit closer to it. Like it was a whole mess. But I think maybe, I don't know, what was the hardest part? I guess straight back was the easiest. Straight back, you just go straight back, don't turn the wheel too much, blah, blah, blah. But probably learning the backing skills, just because when you're new to trucking and you don't really know, like, oh, watch your rear tandems or your trailer tandems, like, you don't know what that means. You're just like trying to do what they tell you, because they literally tell you like, oh, turn it this much and then turn it this much. So you just do what they say, but you don't really legit know until you get out there. So I would say the hardest part is just figuring out like the trailer and how it moves and getting it into spots and stuff. So yeah. I watched your YouTube. You inspired me to drive a truck. Yay, I'm happy about that. Can I accompany you for a truck trip? No, I'm sorry. I don't even drive over the road anymore, but no, I'm sorry. Do other truck drivers see you like one of them as a young woman truck driver, physically, emotionally, and treat you with respect that you deserve? Do you or do they make you feel any type of way uncomfortable to drive a truck, like about my sex, like being a female? That's a good question. Those are good questions, actually. That's from the same person, and there's one more, but I'll do that one next. No, honestly, they make me feel really comfortable. When we were over the road, like everybody legit wanted to help us, even if we didn't need help. Like they'll just get out and come try to help us. They'll be like, "Oh, yeah, whatever, do you need help?" Or I don't know. They would always come. And being local, of course, everybody looked at me like, "What is this girl doing here? Like, how's she gonna do this job? Like, I don't even like this job. How's she gonna do it?" But after I was there for a good month, all the guys started coming to me like, "Yo, like, props to you. Like, I look up to you. I can't believe you're doing this job. Like, you're a strong woman. Like, you have a big heart." Like, these are just the things they're telling me to let me know that, wow, like, we appreciate you. Like, you're really, like, a strong woman, like a hard worker. That's the things that they tell me. Because when I got there, legit, nobody thought I was gonna stay. They were like, "What is this girl doing here? Like, what does she think this is?" Like, does she know she's gonna have to be lifting boxes? But they definitely treat me with respect. I get along with all of them. No disrespect going on. They're just there to help. We're all there to help each other. I'm not gonna say I'm like one of the guys, but I'm like one of the guys, you know? When you're ready to have a baby, are you going to leave your job or are you going to have something else to do? That's a really good question, because obviously me and Eliante have talked about that. So it's gonna be really hard to have a baby with this job, obviously. My plan was to maybe, oh, my necklace is inside. My plan was to maybe like work the van route until I'm a certain amount of months, and then maybe get into the office until I'm due or something like that, because obviously I can't be doing all this and be pregnant. So I'm not planning on leaving US Foods. I'm not planning on leaving to get pregnant, but I'm just hoping that they'll work with me, which I'm sure that they will, to, you know, make it so I can have a kid and then I'll come back. What's your favorite truck to drive at US Foods? Honestly, I just want an automatic. I don't like driving these stick. It's too much for me. And then I have the struggle in the morning at work. Well, now I have my own assigned truck, but it was a struggle for me because if I got into a stick shift, some of the seats in the trucks, they don't go all the way forward. And I'm so freaking short that I would then have to go look for a truck, Long story short, just put me in an automatic. I don't care if it's a Freightliner International, a Volvo, I don't care what it is. Just put me in an automatic. I don't got time for the rest. Do you miss being over the road? No. Nope. I don't. I love being home, and it was a good adventure. It was a great experience, and I'm glad that I did it with all my heart. I really enjoyed being out there, and I loved the experience, but I wouldn't do it again. I'm happy being home. We have our apartment, we have our life, we see our friends, we see our family, and yeah, we're just living. So if you ever come to Virginia, we did when we were over the road. We drove through there or whatever. What's the hardest thing to deal with when driving over the road? I guess it's really just, cause I don't know, driving with Werner, I feel like they gave us plenty of time to get the load there. So maybe finding a parking spot, because if you wait till the last minute trying to find a parking, there might not be any. So you have to stop at a good time and don't leave like 10 minutes left on your clock to try to find a parking spot. That's not gonna work. So, and maybe just finding where the place is, like where to go. Let's say you gotta go to Amazon or something. You might have a hard time finding where it is, but it's really not that bad. There's not really many hard things to deal with while over the road, and watch out for short bridges. What is the biggest challenge that you face on the job? Okay, that's a good question. So at my job right now, US Foods, I think the biggest challenge is myself. Like, and this I think should be for everybody. I think the biggest challenge is yourself, because you might just get overwhelmed. Like, you can't put it in your head like, I have 900 cases and 10 stops today, or 6 stops, or whatever it is. like, oh, how am I ever gonna finish? And I gotta do it by this time. You're gonna freak yourself out. If you just get to work and just be like, let's get started. Don't look at how many cases, don't look at how many stops. Of course you are gonna look, but don't put it in your head as just that. Just go with the flow. Just don't get in your head too much. Because I think the main thing about this job is that it's really mental. It is physical, but if it was so physically demanding, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm tiny. I'm 98 pounds and I'm 5'1" maybe with some shoes on. Like, it's really physical, but it's not about that. It's really, 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 really mental. Okay? Yeah. So, what is the worst thing you experienced while on this career? I don't know. I guess just following the GPS and getting into a messed up situation. I've been into a few messed up situations where it's like, how the F am I gonna get myself out of here? Like, how in the world? Because the GPS, it will do that to you, you know? Even if you have a truck GPS, you know, it still, it'll mess you up. So I think that's probably the worst thing. How was your experience with Werner? How was the over-the-road experience? What to expect going over the road? I had a great experience with Werner. I've heard a lot of bad stories, but I personally had a great experience. I had a great fleet manager. He kept me going. Like, I hear a lot of stories about their sitting for days. No, I kept going. I always had a load. I always had a decent load. I was getting my miles. Like, everything was just good. I had a great fleet manager, and I think it really depends a lot on your fleet manager of how you're gonna, you know, see the whole company and the whole experience. And driving over the road, like I said, it was a great experience. And what to expect, just basically not sleeping very well at first. And especially if you're teaming, definitely not sleeping very well. But actually, no, when you're solo, you sleep good. When your team, the truck is moving and you can't sleep at all at first. But what to expect? I mean, just, you know, expect a long drive and sightseeing and enjoying life, because it doesn't feel like you're working out there. When you're over the road, you don't feel like you're working. You wake up, you drive, you stop, you eat, you stop, you shower, you go to sleep, you do it all over again, and you're basically on your own schedule. Why am I reading to myself? How long did it take to learn to drive a stick shift, and how long did it take to learn to back up? So when we went to Roadmaster, we were there for 1 month. I'm not gonna say I learned how to drive a stick in 1 month, okay? Because when they taught me there, like I said, they taught me the double clutch. It didn't work for me. I was not getting it, okay? Like, I got it, obviously I passed. I got it enough to where I could pass, but it just wasn't something that I was like, yeah, I would like to drive a stick every day. No, I literally just learned it just so I could pass. And anyway, how long did it take to learn to back up? You learn that, I would say, being on your own once you get in the truck. You're going to learn the basics in Roadmaster. You're going to learn a little bit more with your trainer. But you're going to learn when you're on your own, because guess what? You have no other option but to get it into that spot. Like, you have no other option. You have no other option. You're like, okay, I got to get it in, so let me do it. And you're going to learn how to do it your own way, on your own time. And to drive the stick, honestly, I was over the road in an automatic for a year. And I know I'm jumping back to that, but I just thought of this. And when I got to US Foods, they were like, oh, you have to know how to drive a stick. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I tested out in a stick, whatever. And I get to the interview and I'm like super nervous. Like, oh my God, because you have to take a road test. I'm like, I'm not going to pass the road test. Like, okay, now what do I do? Like, I talked to the supervisor. That's when I knew they were cool. He was like, look, we'll let you drive around the yard a couple times, get used to it, da-da-da. So the guy that I got in the truck with, he was like, do you know how to float the gears? And I said, no. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat and he just told me, like, just rev it up to like the 15, 16 RPM and just take it out of the gear, put it in the next gear. Like, that sounds easy. So legit, that's basically when I learned to drive a stick. and I'm still learning, because obviously in my other video you see I grind the gears. Like, I'm not perfect. Some days or sometimes I'm driving, I don't grind them at all. Like, I'm smooth sailing. But some days I can't get, I grind the hell out of the gears. And yes, I'm sorry to the truck, but I'm just not perfect at driving stick. And some people get it better than others. I get it good enough to get the job done. Why did you and your girlfriend stop doing trucking? Like, stop being in the same truck? We stopped being in the same truck because we stopped being over the road. That's the only answer, to be honest. Oh, when we were over the road, we stopped being in the same truck because we were fighting back then. So we were like, we gotta go solo to save our relationship. And we sure did. Okay. Oh, I've always wanted to drive across country in a semi. If you want to own your own semi, do you lease one or do you have to buy one? You can lease or buy, from what I understand. Because, I mean, I only talked to Werner about it, but they had an option to lease and they had an option to buy. So, I mean, if you lease it, it's a little bit better, I guess, because they pay for like a certain amount of things. But if you, but I don't know. But yeah, you have the option to lease or buy. When you got your permit, was it hard? Oh, my permit. Okay. No, not really. I mean, I failed. I think I passed 2 out of the 3 tests the first time, and then I went back and passed the last one. But we just studied. We studied. Me and Eliante, we studied together. We would ask each other questions. Like, we just studied, and we passed. What's the rules in the States about driving and resting? By the way, love the YouTube channel. Thank you. The rules in the States about driving and resting. The only rules that I can think of are like California, and I think maybe Tennessee, maybe Indiana, and Florida. Certain states like those, I know your tandems can't be all the way to the back. Some states, they don't want you to have the truck on while you're sitting there, which they'll say no idling, like don't have the truck idling, which is ridiculous because most of the time it's either really hot or really cold outside, so I left my truck on. Or they have, what's another rule? California has the rule of like, they need the skirts on the side of the trailer. And resting, I mean, pretty much you can sleep anywhere when you're in a truck. Almost anywhere. Let me not say like a lot of Walmarts, they'll let you sleep there. Of course, any truck stops. You know, just find like a legit place to sleep and just make sure it doesn't say no overnight parking or whatever, and you'll be good. You think it's better to go to a school near you to get a Class A, or it's better to go through a company? I think it's better to go to a school near you because these companies, they'll be like, oh yeah, you can go through us, get your CDL, da da da. But then you're stuck with them for like a good year and a half. And it's like, what if you don't like them? You know, what if you want to leave? Then you have to pay them back all that money. And I don't know how it works, but I would just say go through like Roadmaster or some type of school like that. Okay. How's the US food pay? I don't know if you mean how much, but I'm not going to get into how much I make because that's super personal. But I know truck driving in general, I think you make anywhere from like, I think it's 50,000 and up because I be hearing people making a whole lot of money. So, but the way we get paid is basically we have a minimum hourly rate. And then depending on how good you work, how fast and how, you know, well you do the job or whatever, you can get paid more. Which I can say is true because it happens. You should do a video on how US food treats real truck drivers who deliver freight into their distribution centers. Maybe then you would realize that you wouldn't have a job if it weren't for them. I don't know how US Foods treats the OTR drivers, but all I know is that when I was an OTR driver, these people would ignore me. They would leave me hanging, waiting forever. Like, so I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to say it's just US Foods. Like, I'm not going to say they're perfect. I'm not going to say they do or don't do that. But that's how it is. I feel you because I've been there. A whole bunch of companies did that to me. You're sitting there waiting forever. You're just trying to figure out when you're going to get loaded, or you're standing there waiting for the lady and she's just ignoring you for whatever reason. Like, trust me, I get it. Trust me. How often are you home? Per day. What inspired you to be a truck driver? Legit, my girlfriend, it was her idea, and I was like, yeah, you should. Like, I was definitely like all for her doing it. And then she was like, would you want to do it together? And I was like, sure, like, I'll do anything with you. So where you go, I go. That's really what inspired me, of course, and the money, obviously. Hey, Kayla, do you think it's right? I'm like out of breath. I don't know why. I'm talking too much and it's hot. Hey, Kayla, do you think it's right for a trucking company to pay their drivers 14 cents per mile after they drive 2,000 miles? That's hardly even $500 a week. First of all, no, I never heard of no damn 14 cents per mile. No, you got because no, that's not right. I think the least I heard was like CR England, and that was like 38 cents per mile. Okay, that's the downside to recording on your phone. Next thing you know, you get a phone call and you have to start all over. Anyway, I think I was talking about, yeah, I think CR England I heard paid the least, and they were like, I don't know, it was like 24 cents or 26 cents per mile. It was something stupid, but no, I think if you're a brand new truck driver straight out of school, I think I was getting 38 cents per mile as a solo driver with Werner, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, I was making $1,000 a week. Well, let me not say that. It wasn't that bad. I mean, but 14 cents per mile is ridiculous. That shouldn't even be legal. What do you think about over the road? Is it hard living on the road? Would you buy your own truck and become an owner op? You know, I said what I felt about OTR. It was a great experience, definitely. And is it hard living on the road? Not really, because I feel like I can adjust anywhere I go. Like, I can live in like a big ass house, or I can live in a little apartment and feel the same exact way. So the fact that I was living in a truck, it was normal. Like, everything felt normal. I still brushed my teeth, did my hair, washed my face. I still took showers. Like, I still slept in the bed. It felt like a normal bed. I still watched TV on my iPad. You adjust, you know? You just adjust, and it becomes your little house. I remember me and Ellie would come home for our home time, and we would want to sleep in our truck because that was our house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have a place here, but we still had like her dad's house or my mom's house. We wanted to sleep in our truck, I remember, because that was our home. So I think it's pretty easy to adjust. I don't understand that question. What's the closest you have come to a wreck? Oh boy. Very close. These drivers, not other truck drivers, but like, we call them like four-wheel drivers, and they don't think, especially about trucks. You know, they see a big truck and they're like, oh, let me get in front of him, or whatever it is. That's why they always blame the truck driver if anything happens. If there's ever an accident involving a truck, they always blame the truck driver, because we're supposed to be the ones that are like, we're professional drivers, you know, so we have to be aware of our surroundings and this and that, and you just have to be very, very aware. So, does it pay more than your last over-the-road job? I get paid more now, and I have the opportunity to get paid more because I'm not getting cents per mile. I have, like I said, I have a minimum rate, and then I can get paid more, you know, the faster I finish the route or whatever it is. Hey Kayla, my hubby is thinking about switching from CRST to US Foods. He is currently working over the road and wants to work local. Just wanted to know if they're consistent with their pay and if they give full 40 to 60 hours. I'm sure you know how much being over the road sucks. We're looking for something local that pays good and has lots of hours. Okay, wait, the first question. If they're consistent with their pay, yeah. You have, like I said, a minimum hourly rate. So no matter what, like, you're getting that for your hours. And then if you finish your route faster, whatever, you get paid more. So yes, they are consistent, and yes, you get 40 to 60 hours. We're super slow right now because school is out, but I'm still getting at least 40 hours, close to 50. Excuse me. And when school is in, you're gonna get at least 60 hours. So that's why they say enjoy the slow season, because when school is back, you can work up to 70 hours. One week I did work 70 hours. But otherwise I work like 64, 66 hours. And yeah, so you're definitely gonna get a lot of hours. And they have really good benefits as well, like really, really good benefits. So it is a good local job to have. Okay. Going on YouTube now. I did Instagram and Snapchat. So let me do my YouTube. What is the longest hours you drive for a day? Over the road, 11, because that's the maximum hours that you're allowed to drive in a day. And well, here 11 too. But you don't really drive for the 11 hours. Like if I work a 12-hour day, I'm like driving an hour up to Stewart, or a little over an hour, and then I'm delivering for like 8 hours, and then I drive like an hour back. So you really don't drive that much being local, but over the road you have 11 hours maximum to drive, which I always drove my 11 hours. What do you like best about your job? Honestly, the thing I like best about my job is the people that work there. Like, they make my job what it is. I love my supervisors and my coworkers. Like, everybody is amazingly nice, and yeah, that's what makes me love my job. Honestly, like, I don't care if somebody else is paying more. Like, I'm not leaving them just because of the way that they treat me. So, have you ever thought about owning your own trucks and beginning your own business? I think I skipped that question on the other one. We thought about it for like a second when we drove for Werner, but I don't know. You know, if you own your own truck, then you're basically OTR or dedicated. You're not really home every day. And also you have to like take care of your own maintenance and fuel and yada yada yada. So it's just not something that I or we would want to do. You know, like we'd rather just work local. Why did you stop working with Over the Road? If you don't mind me asking, I drive Over the Road. It's cool. A dedicated route, California to New Jersey. It's easy, just the weather sucks when a storm on East Coast. Our original plan was just to be over the road to get enough experience to be local. So that was originally our plan in the first place. So that's why we got our year experience and we came back. We were ready to come back. Yeah, and the weather sucks. It sucks out there. In Florida, we have two weather, hot and raining. That's it. Done. You don't gotta deal with anything else. Some wind, but it's not that bad. Which is easier to you in city traffic? Oh, which is easier to you in city traffic, an automatic or a manual transmission truck? Automatic. Like, who the hell wants to drive a stick in traffic? Seriously. Like I said, my foot barely reaches the clutch already. So if I'm sitting there in traffic, I'm one of those trucks that's really, really far back from all the traffic just so I can like cruise down the road in about third or fourth gear, because I'm not trying to get out of gear and then get back into gear and do all that. So I'm good. Automatic. Every day. City, country, over the road, local. Put me in an automatic. For real. What was your biggest fear of truck driving and how did you handle it? Okay guys, I don't like the answer that I gave you in this part of the clip, so I'm just gonna kind of voice over this part, so it's not gonna match. The thing I was most scared of over the road was definitely the weather. It was the snow and the wind. The wind was my biggest fear, and how I dealt with it was either I drove through it or I didn't. So yeah. How do you do it while in the truck by yourself all day? I work doing local trucking and man, it gets very boring in the truck. Feels very isolated and no one to talk to while I'm just there sitting and driving back and forth for 10 hours a day. I don't know, it may just be me. I'm used to working with people and while working we have conversations. I don't mind working alone. Me, I'll drive, put the radio on, mind my business, talk on the phone, whatever I gotta do. I don't mind driving alone, but I don't know what kind of local job you have. Mine is unloading the truck, so I'm not driving that much. I'm not driving 10 hours with nothing to do, like how I was over the road. Um, yeah, here I just have like an hour or a little over an hour, and then I'm there. So I just blast the music and just sing to the whole world, and that's how I deal with it. Hello, I want to know when have you started to drive truck? I have been driving trucks for almost a year and a half now. It's been a long time. Yeah, I drove over the road for a year, but let me be honest. I started January 1st in training, and I left the company in December. So it was like a little over 11 months, but I still say a year because same thing. And I've been at this job for 5 months, a little over 5 months now. Not a question, but the upside to type of work that you do is you don't have to go to the gym for a workout. You're getting a workout on the job. Whoo! Boom! Look at this muscle. Wait, even my left arm has muscles. Ready? Wait, can you see them? Can you see my muscles? Wait. Yeah. For real though. I've had guys, like, I'll go to a customer and these guys are like, you doing this by yourself? You're gonna deliver? I'm like, yeah. They're like, I'm delivering. And then they're like, I can't believe that you're doing this. He's like, you must be strong. Can I feel your muscles? I've had like 3 different customers ask me to feel my muscles. And I'm just like, yeah, go. Boom. I'm so proud of my muscles. I don't know why. I don't even have any. Is the pay very good for that job? To me, it's very good. But I feel like everybody has their own opinion because people used to tell me that certain jobs paid really good. And now I'm like, yeah, that's not good. I would say if you're a truck driver with your CDL, and of course every state pays a different amount of money. Like if you live in New York, you're gonna get paid more than if you live in Florida. But I would say in general, if you have your CDL, don't settle for less than $18 an hour, cause it's out there. You can make money, okay? What time do you start and end every day? Is it different? It's different. Mostly I start about 4:30, but sometimes 3:30, sometimes 5. And then it depends what time I end. Sometimes you have a short route and you can end at like 1 o'clock, or you can freaking get back all the way at 5 o'clock. So sometimes you'll work 9 hours a day, sometimes you'll work 14, you know? It depends on your route that day. Why you choose driving trucks? What motivated you? I think I answered that one. 3 questions. What are the essentials needed for over the road you recommend? Dash cam. I don't recommend a dash cam. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get one. Fridge, yes. Cooking supplies, etc. Microwave, yes, a fridge. Of course, pillows, blankets, paper towels, toilet paper. Anything you would have in your house. Anything you would have in your house that you can fit in your truck, put it in there. For sure. A bathroom bag, like a backpack or a duffel bag or something, because when you go take a shower, you just have the bag ready, you just take it with you and go in there. How has pay been? Do you find it better depending on the company or over the road? Gotten better the more experience you have? I don't know. I do feel like it just depends like what company you work for over the road, how long you've been doing it, and the same for local. So that really all depends. And then I have gotten way better with the more experience that I'm getting. Like even with this local job, like I'm 1,000 times better at backing, and because local is different. You're not driving a 53-foot trailer every single day with a sleeper berth. You're driving a 28-foot or a 36 or a 48, and you have a different tractor every day. So it is something you have to adjust to, but you do adjust. And you do get better. Even unloading the trailer, you do get better. You get faster. Like you may not feel like it in the beginning, but you do. You get better and you get faster. And you don't even realize it until you get there. Have you ever heard anything about TMC Transport? I don't think so. Maybe I heard that's a flatbed company, but not really. Wow, that is very well. Please update us with time. You know, we're all over the world. Time and notifies us. We love you, Kayla. Thank you. I love you guys too. I really love you guys for asking me all these questions. Hey, what's good? Hope everything is going well. How long did you do over the road and did you enjoy it? Thank you. Be safe. God bless. Keep on trucking. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, like I said, I did over the road for a year. I just say a year. And yes, I did enjoy it. And I'm done with my questions. I'm done. But the most question I get a lot on like the comments under my videos is you know, how much do I make? And I just want to put it out there that truck drivers, I feel like if you have your CDLA, you should make a minimum of $50,000 a year. Yeah, because you work hard for your CDL and you do go to school and you do a lot of work. So we're very important. We are a very important thing to this country. What else? Yeah, just make sure you don't settle for less, but don't be asking for too much at the same time. Just make sure you're making at least $50,000, depending on how much experience you have and where you live, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's super long, but I hope I answered everybody's questions, and I hope it wasn't boring, because that's the last thing I want to be is boring. So make sure you like the video, comment down below, please, and stay tuned for more videos. Yeah, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later, KT fam. Bye!